Highburn is known for being a friendly and welcoming place. Marique and Michael both live in and around Accrington. They arrived in the UK by different means, but they have one thing in common. Each one fled their homeland, and each one is your neighbour in the local area. They have given me their time to help us understand what motivated them to leave their homeland and what dreams and aspirations they have. These are your neighbours.
My name is Michael. I live in Accrington. I am from South Sudan. I have only my father. I lost my mom in 2016. She was killed during the war in South Sudan. Yeah. I left my homeland because I was forced to join the army. I expressed my opinion that I don't want to be part, but they were not happy with it. So they came and arrested me by force. Took me for training. So I escaped and hide. After some time, they came and arrested me again. They tortured me and they took me back. I decided to escape from there. And after that time, I decided to leave the country. I spent some time there in Dunker waiting for the possible mean to cross the channel. My biggest challenge was crossing the channel. You know, crossing is not easy. It is a tough decision to make. We enter the boat and we experience a lot of waves. Reaching the center or in the middle of the sea, it was like life and death. The wave was too much and the boat was also full. It was too heavy to an extent that our belongings were thrown into the water just to reduce the weight of the boat. We spent about 16 hours in the water until the rescue team came and helped us out. After that, they took me to Manchester. I spent about nearly 2 months in the hostel and they transferred me to Accrington. I told them that I was having a pain, because I was tortured. I had the opportunity to talk to my GP. I explained everything. He really felt what I went through. He even told someone that this person went through a lot. You know, I'm hoping for the best. In South Sudan, I told them I didn't want to be a soldier. I was having a career that I wanted to pursue. I wanted to be an electrician. When I get settled here, I'll be looking forward to pursue them here. Well, I did the interview, the last round. I'm now waiting for the feedback from the Home Office. People misunderstood the immigrant. As I came here, I came as someone who is seeking for refuge. I'm seeking for help, a chance of living without a fear of being persecuted, a chance of living without being tortured.
Michael was forced to flee from South Sudan after he was forcibly recruited into the army. There was no way for Michael to claim asylum in the UK without first entering the UK. As a South Sudanese national, his passport does not allow him to travel to the UK. Therefore, he was forced to take the dangerous journey across the English Channel. Until there is a way to claim asylum before entering the UK, asylum seekers are forced to take this dangerous and illegal route. Michael lost all his belongings in the English Channel and arrived in the UK with nothing but the wet clothes he wore and the trauma of the crossing. Michael volunteers his time as a local charity to help others here in the UK. He dreams of being an electrician. The UK has had a shortage of skilled electricians for several years.
Hello, my name is Marie and I'm 22 years old. I'm from Afghanistan. I live in Accrington. I'm a student in Blackburn. The reason I left my country was the bad situation of Afghanistan because my life and my family lives wasn't safe there anymore. A group of people who called Taliban, they arrived to Afghanistan and they covered all over of the Afghanistan. We were just doing our exams and we heard gun shooting and surprised us because I never been heard shooting guns and I never see wars. We were in the class. Our teacher just said we gonna wait about 35 minutes, and after that maybe we will continue to our exams. After 30 or 35 minutes, she said we can go to our houses. We were so scared and we were just asking about what is happening right now. When I entered my house, I saw my dad saying to me, the government changed. Taliban arrived to Afghanistan and they are covered all over of the Afghanistan. We were just about 1 week inside the houses. In this time, my dad has got an email from British Army, and they said if you want you can come to UK and you have got a visa for you and for your family. My dad said because I worked with British Army and he worked with government as well. If the Taliban, they will know like if we are in the country, and they will know day by days who worked where. When he got a visa, we went to airport. We tried to go to inside the airport, but there was like too much rush and there was lots of people. They were trying to leave the country. That was not because they all have got a visa or something, but they were just wanted to save them lives. We stayed there for 3 days and 3 nights, and then we had a flight. If we were stayed there, they could kill us because when we left country, we saw lots of my dead friends who couldn't leave the country. They were killed by Taliban, and the reason was you've been work with the British instead of us. So they killed them. Yeah, no one could say anything because the government was still the government is Taliban's government, so no one can say anything. Arrived to London and we stayed there for about 14, 15 days, which was quit 19 times, and we were quarantined in that hotel. That was one of the hard situation as well because we just came from bad situation. We couldn't see each other. We didn't know where will we go. After 15 days, they took us from London to Manchester. We was happy that we could see each other in the bus to see my mom and dad, my siblings, and so we were happy. When we arrived to Manchester, my mom, she had a liver problem because she couldn't get any medication or like to see the doctor. She went to hospital. She stayed for about 3 months. We was happy and sad. We were happy because we saved our life, but when we saved our life, we have got lots of other problems, and we couldn't see our mom. One of my big challenges to become a building engineer. So all the process from which start from my language to the top. It's been like more than 3 years now, and I'm still learning the language. I'm in level 1 now, level 1 for English. I hope that next year I could join like to do GCC and then continue my education to become a building engineer. So these are my hopes. I really miss my country. My everything was there. But one day I hope all the problems become solved. People, they need to believe themselves first. If they can't believe themselves, it's not possible to For example, to live in a different country with different language, different culture, like everything different. So first they need to believe themselves. They need to never give up because life is like an exam. Sometimes it can be so easy and sometimes it can be so hard. So never ever give up.
Marique and her family came to the UK through the Afghan Relocations and Assistance Policy Scheme. The ARAP scheme allows Afghan citizens who worked with the UK government or UK armed forces to resettle in the UK. Marique was lucky to be able to leave, as many other families were unable to leave Afghanistan and was killed by the Taliban. Marique is working hard at college to fulfil her dream of becoming a building engineer. The UK has a shortage of skilled building engineers. It's reported that by 2030, this shortage will impact major infrastructure projects in the UK as well as the economy. The Taliban is still in power in Afghanistan. Many other Afghan nationals are attempting to flee, taking dangerous journeys over mountains, across heavily armed borders and dangerous seas, as they've been unable to be recognised under the ARAP scheme. A refugee is someone who has been forced to flee their home country due to a well-founded fear of persecution, war or violence, and is unable or unwilling to return due to these circumstances. Asylum seekers are people who have applied for refugee status in another country, while refugees are those who have been granted refugee status after their asylum claim has been successful. The UK Parliament and the media frequently uses the term illegal immigrant, which is a questionable term. Some asylum seekers enter the UK by illegal means, as there's no way for them to enter legally. However, they themselves are not illegal. Once you've entered the UK and claimed asylum, you are not illegal. Even if your asylum claim is refused, you still cannot be an illegal migrant. Migration is a fundamental part of our existence and history. Not just for humans, but many species, migration plays a vital role. Migration is a chance to develop, to meet, to share, and a chance to learn from each other. But what is one common struggle here in the UK that all of us face, regardless of where we come from?
Being in this country with this weather is not easy. Living about 19 years in a country where it's like summer and winter, like about 6 months summer and 6 months winter, and coming to the country where it's like all the year is full of raining and there is no sunshine, so it's difficult.
No one puts their children in a boat unless the water is safer than the land. It takes courage to be a refugee. I've worked on the EU borders with people on the move for the past 6 years. This piece of graffiti was written on their squat in the Balkans. The people I have met during my time on the borders of the EU are the strongest people I know. In the current global politics, their situation could one day quite easily be happening to us. If I were in their shoes, after seeing what they have been through, I do not know if I would have the strength.
Generally, not everyone come here with bad intentions. Some people come with good intentions to be part of the community, help the community if there's a need. Like as I am volunteering now with Monde Relief, I am not being paid, but it is a kind of giving a hand to the community, helping the community in other way. Instead of living inside the house, staying inside doing nothing, I better give a hand. Not everyone is the same. People are different. So because that person is not okay, does not mean that we all are the same. We are from different backgrounds. You put yourself in someone's shoes, you have to know what the person went through, what the person needs, and all this. then the world will be a better place for all of us.